Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Peas in a Podcast. What a name. What a name. Hey. It just popped into my head through a moment of inspiration through someone who commented on Twitter. I was about to send a reply to them and I was like, oh, that's it. When I sent that video,
and
mate, I was bouncing.
You know what? We should insert the video of you letting me know this information right here.
Oh my God. I have got it. The moment it hit me, I hope to God this does not exist, Shay. I was reading the Twitter comments. Some guy said very recently, like the last few minutes, how could he have forgotten you on the tag for the whole podcast thing? And I nearly replied, yes, how could you forget? We are two peas in a pod. And then it hit me. Two peas in a podcast. Fucking have it. Fucking have it. Two peas in a podcast. You can thank me later.
Mate. Wait, where was I? I think I was at work when you sent that. Was I at work? Oh, I can't remember now. But yeah, just seeing your excitement, I was just like, this guy's
bouncing off. That was the sort of toned down version. I was like, oh, fuck. Bouncing around the room. I couldn't even say peas. Two peas in the podcast. I was like, two peas in the podcast.
Well, hopefully the audience like the name. Hopefully it sticks around too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite clever. And we are, in terms of what we do on YouTube and stuff, I think we are quite very, very similar. So it's just very apt as well. I love it. I think it's great. But thank you for watching the videos. We hope you find them interesting. We try and cover many subjects from just general chit chat, from, advice. If we can give advice, take it with a pinch of salt, mind, because, we are who we are. We're not professionals. That's the disclaimer. We're not professionals. If you're going to get pro advice, do seek that elsewhere. And things like, talking about, what do we call it?
Stuff.
Manly things, yeah. Things that, advice you would wish you had as a kid.
And things you wouldn't necessarily hear on our individual channels.
True. Today, we're going to be talking about manscaping.
I don't even know how that came about.
Well, I could tell you how I come up with the idea for this. So I was having a shower this morning and I thought, because I know you moved the time from 12, or whatever time it is, 8 o'clock till 10:30. And I was like, it'd be funny if you still thought, even though you told me the new time, if you still came on Zoom at the original time and I was in the middle of a shower, also manscaping. And I thought, what an awkward time that would be. And then I thought, manscaping. Is that much of a thing nowadays? I don't know. For the uninitiated, manscaping, and I quote, is the removal or trimming of hair on a man's body for cosmetic purposes. I literally got the actual description for that, in case you didn't know. And so it made me think, I know a lot of older generation perhaps either don't know what it is, don't do it. And I suppose our generation probably would. I don't know about the younger generation. I don't look at penises, just putting that out there. And it made me think, what are things like around the world? So over to you, Shay. Is manscaping a thing that you do?
That I personally do.
Yes.
Yeah. I think,
we should be proud of this. I do it too, for what it's worth.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can kind of tell by just looking at a person anyway. Just how they present themselves. Like, I'm always like, fairly clean.
Yeah.
So it's
I would agree.
Translate to,
you want to feel good about yourself, feel confident, that.
And even more so when in the Philippines, you may have some plans on meeting up with a special someone.
Someones. Let's make that plural.
Yeah, not wrong there, not wrong. You want to look decent.
Yes. And I also think it's a confidence thing, even though maybe, obviously you're different perhaps, but for me, even though no one really is ever going to see that, it just makes me feel more confident. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. I've had a lot of compliments over the years. I once had an ex text me a few years after we broke up, randomly out of the blue. And I was like, just chatting away as you do. And I was like, what did they started texting me for? Why? What's brought this on? So I inquired and I said, so why have you got in touch with me again? Why did I come to your mind all of a sudden? And I swear to God, she said her and her friends were talking about the best they've ever had. And I was hers.
Oh,
and I
wow.
was like,
He's cracking.
Take a bow. Anyway, I'm not one for blowing my own trumpet, but, case studies, I'll always love. Yeah, so feeling good about oneself. No one else is really going to see this. But, I think it's a good confidence boost. Makes me feel better. It's like when you have your hair cut, you don't physically have to see yourself, but you have your hair cut, you feel sharp, you feel good, you feel, I don't know, more in proportion, perhaps. So I always feel, I don't know if you're the same, but with my hair, when it grows, it kind of, not an afros or anything, but it kind of makes my face look smaller because my hair is getting longer. So shave that back, and I feel like more confident in myself. So I feel like just trimming it all down. Yeah. I feel like trimming it all down makes me feel like I'm in a better shape, even though I may not necessarily be in a better shape. It's a bit of an illusion.
And sometimes it's good to stay game ready, if you know what I mean. You never know what's going to happen that day.
That's true. And also, nobody wants a pube in their teeth. Just saying.
You're really going in at this.
Mate, holding no barriers here.
I'm like that when I'm traveling. If I'm like leaving the country, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready to go.
Absolutely.
All times. Yeah.
Traveling is a big thing as well. So when I travel, everything gets cut. My hair gets cut.
Yeah.
Everything gets trimmed. Just the face. It's just less hassle abroad, isn't it? Last thing you want to go to a hot country and sweat literally your bollocks off.
Yeah, I'm exactly like that. Everything's fully done, ready to go. So
as we're talking about manscaping, be good for you guys to chip in on this as well in the comments below. Want to know if something you want, something that you do, something you'd like to do, thought about doing perhaps, and techniques as well. Because one thing we haven't talked about is technique. Because this, I feel, is a bit of a minefield. It's not something that people talk about, which I guess is the reason why we're talking about it. People are often going, I would imagine, curious. Is there a way of doing it? Is there a type of tool that you use? And I guess for me, I'm not saying my way is the best way. It's kind of why I wanted to talk about it.
Two tools.
You got 2 tools. See, this is interesting now. Maybe it's something I invested in the future. Go ahead. What's your technique? And this is just
based on, because I cut my own hair and I've been cutting my hair for like over a decade. So I know how to cut hair like a certain way, how I want it to go without, pissing out blood and, so you got to obviously trim it down. So you need, whatever hair trimmers you can get. It can vary on number.
So with like an electric trimmer?
Yeah, an electric trimmer. So you trim it down. And then a single blade razor for those tricky places. So you can get nice and smooth. So when they, that was supposed to be like a tongue. Like butter.
See, I really struggle. I'm not going to lie. I have an electric razor, electric shaver trimmer. And I don't, sometimes I've used sort of like the gradient, I don't know what it's called.
The
gradient bit, and I trim it down, but sometimes I just go like completely without one and then I just use electric trimmer on that. And I can do sort of like the top area, but like getting underneath.
You got to be careful.
Mate, it's getting tricky by the year, I swear to God. Like as things start getting lower in my more senior age of 33. There are folds in places where you don't want them to be. It's tricky. Like you think to yourself, stretch it out like a blanket. And like, as you get nearer with that trimmer, the testicles go, whoop, no.
Yeah,
no. And it's
this
so hard.
Yeah, no, this is where the single blade comes into play.
That panicked me more. I'd worry about splicing my bollocks out.
No, see, I feel safe with that. I'm more skillful with that. Down there, so
do you use like a cream or anything like?
Oh yeah.
So you treat it as with your face, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I've stabbed myself a few times. It's awful.
Oh, in my younger days, I have. Over time, you become somewhat of a professional at doing it yourself.
So a single blade, like a proper actual razor.
Single blade. Yeah.
Interesting.
No. I'm not very good with those. I don't trust those. But like just a normal.
Oh, just a normal. Yeah. Okay.
But a single blade.
Interesting.
Less blades to worry about.
Yes. Yeah, I do worry about that. I mean, you get a bit overconfident as well, I think. You can easily start like getting used to it and getting faster, a bit more precise with your motions. And then sometimes you nick yourself just a little bit and you're like, you bastard.
Not good. And then I've done that.
I never get it completely hairless. it's always like little spriggy.
Oh yeah.
Which I prefer, I think. I think if you went completely bald, I think you look like a 12-year-old boy, so it might be a bit weird.
Yeah.
So you got to leave a little bit on, right?
Yeah, I've done that before, and it's not the go.
No.
I mean, some females like it like that, but most usually want a little bit, just a little bit.
You are still a man after all.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I wonder if people wax. I'd be interested to find out, because on the face of it, the thought of waxing my underparts, no.
I think those who wax that end up doing fucking everything. They're like on all fours, like everything.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's not me.
Makes you appreciate the ladies more, doesn't it? Like when they wax, it's like, thank you for doing that. Yeah. I know what it must be like.
I was gonna do something, but better not. Like, thank you for doing this.
You're going to cut that at the podcast, aren't you?
We're going to have to. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, brilliant.
I don't know where we're going to lead this into.
No. That's pretty much a podcast in itself, an episode in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought that was going to lead into the other side.
What angle?
What would we... No. What do we prefer on
ladies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that.
That's where I thought that was leading into. When you started bringing it up, I was like, oh, okay, this is a good segue.
Yeah, okay. So
is it our place to talk about this?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's our own opinion.
It makes you wonder about wax, because I know a lot of women wax their legs and their arms and also their bits too. Personally, I like them, pretty shaven. Don't mind a little bit of hair, It's like we talked about earlier. Men, we're men. We need to have something there, otherwise it looks a bit bold and a bit boyish. And I think with women, I think for me anyway, I like just a little bit, just to say I'm mature. There's definitely no confusion there.
I don't mind, with or without. Actually,
fully with.
I think I prefer without.
Like full on au natural.
No. No, we don't want that. I've had that before. If I can help it, if I know that exists before actually getting in there, I'll be like, oh, no. We'll do this another day. You can get back to me when you've cleaned yourself up a bit.
Oh, gee. How best to say this? If it's completely au natural, I think it feels weird. Like it's like trying to kiss a sponge.
And you really going there.
It's a bit weird. It's like it's
funny because you're talking about this first before this.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it.
Nothing is off limits.
It's funny.
How we go about these things is another thing, but yeah, in terms of subject matter,
when it comes to what you've just said, yeah, definitely. You don't know what you're doing half the time. You get lost
in the woods,
and odor as well.
See, I've never had that problem. Actually, I've never had that issue with or without hair. It's never been maybe that's just an unfortunate incident for you. Although I will say, I hope this doesn't come across racist, so perhaps cut this if it does. But I have been with a Chinese girl who, I swear to God, because she worked in a family's Chinese restaurant, she ate a lot of Chinese food, that when I came back out of the downstairs area, it was quite Chinese food smelling. Like the scent was very sort of Oriental. And don't get me wrong, I love Chinese food. I love Chinese Oriental. I love the Eastern food. However, not from the happy place.
Fair enough. It's probably not actually coming from there. It's probably, just from her clothes.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
it
kind of felt like someone, you are what you eat.
I don't know if this is going to make it. I don't know about this one.
Oh.
Back to the odor thing.
Are we going back there?
I actually don't think it was the hair. It was something else. Oh, but sometimes when you're drunk, you don't really notice until like later on. I don't know if you've ever had this experience.
No.
when you've had a few too many and just like, fuck it. I've come this far. Get it done and get the fuck out.
No, I've never done that.
Oh, okay. Well, we might have to cut this one out too. The younger days, obviously not like this anymore, have much higher standards.
Well, you know, you only live once.
Yeah.
It's what you did when you were young, isn't it? Just
Oh, yeah.
what we did.
Yeah, sometimes 3 a week, you know.
So I've been in relationships for so long now that I don't think I've really had the optimum teenage years.
Yeah, no, you haven't. You've missed out on a lot.
I think I have.
If I'm comparing it to some of my experiences,
yeah.
I was a bloody mess.
Thank God you came out of that, eh?
I know. It's funny, like, how things have happened. I'm just like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah.
After all this bullshit I did back home.
You know, you could argue that perhaps doing these YouTube, you know, reactions and vlogs and that has actually given you something to kind of aim for. Like maybe it's a public perception of you, or I don't know, maybe there might be something in there.
Even just editing yourself every day over time, I think it's changed me a lot.
Yeah, like
I'm
seeing
aware
yourself.
of seeing yourself, seeing how you are, you kind of make slight tweaks to yourself. And over time, like if you go back to one of my first videos and compare it to now, it's like not even the same person.
Yeah.
It's kind of like some of your videos.
Oh, I don't want to look at my old videos. Speaking of old videos, this could be another nice segue to another podcast. Old videos. I was going through an old folder on my computer, which was clogging up like 500-600 gigabytes of data. And a lot of it was holiday vlogs. So not just the ones recently, but like way back before I even got married, before I even met Rachel. And I mean, so I thought, because I've got a paid Google Drive account, so I've got like unlimited storage. So I thought I'll delete all these, but I'll offload it onto my drive. So I'm sorting through folders and, you know, sieving all the crap. And I came across a homemade porno.
Oh, shit.
Which I'd forgotten about, because at the time you film it, it's great. It's like, you know, you're on a high, everything's great. A little bit strange because you kind of have to keep stopping from doing stuff to kind of set a new angle and whatever and refocus.
Oh, you did like the full-on production.
Oh yeah,
type.
I didn't just put a camera in the corner and get on with it, mate. I was like,
this wasn't not even just a spur of the moment. I'll put your phone out, record. This is
I had tripods. I had 2 cameras on it.
Jesus, I'm surprised someone let you do that. I don't think I've had anyone let me do that. Damn.
Yeah. One camera was on a wide shot and the second camera was sort of like the roving, you know, close-ups here and there and whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a good, decent production. I mean, looking back on it, I mean, it's dog shit now, but at the time it felt pretty good, like we're doing a decent job. And then it got more weird on the edit because obviously in the moment everything's really good and passionate and whatever. But on the editing, you're watching yourself and you're like, oh, is that what I look like? And, you know, you start really, really like being critical about how you look and how you act and how you just approach things. How you
performed back then.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, no.
And how you would perform now. Is it like that?
I guess so. I mean, in my room, in my bedroom now, I have a whole wall of mirrors, which was our wardrobe door. So you do catch yourself now and again, and it is kind of funky to watch yourself. You know, it's the mirrors have had some use, trust me. But again, you know, you're still in that mindset. You're still in that. I'm in the zone. I'm looking. They're like, yeah, this is great. You know, but if I'd have filmed it, it might look or feel different. So the editing was always weird and it's so awkward to watch yourself. So I never watched it after I edited it. I literally exported it and it went onto a folder and it never really saw the light of day again. I mean, it never see the light of day anyway, but you know what I mean? Just like even like between me and the individual, we'd never watch it.
Yeah.
And so I watched it just like sorting through these files and I was like, oh God, let's watch this again. Let's see how bad this is. It's not as bad as I remember it, but it's not great either. And, you know, I suppose, again, going back to the whole manscaping thing, it's like being confident. It's like feeling good about yourself and looking how I was there. I was just like, yeah, I could have done with a haircut. I could have done with toning up. I could have done with this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So it's good in a way. It's sort of like a self-reflection thing. So I suppose there are some positives out of it. But yeah, I made a porno.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to say this. I'm like, where the hell did this come from? And a full production one of that.
Yeah, not just a phone job either. Proper like multicam. The one thing that let it down, apart from me being involved, is the color grading, because one camera set to auto is orange. It would look like Oompa Loompas. I swear to God, just one camera angle was just not so great. And the other was sound, because between the cameras, you go from close-ups to wide shots to, and we didn't have it wasn't like we had a portable mic. It was
I'm
just.
surprised you didn't. The fact
I know. I made that much effort. I might as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so the audio is.
I'm surprised you didn't have someone film it for you.
I know. A little bit of you goes, it would have just been worth doing that. Never say never, right? But I wouldn't think I would ever have someone in the same room as me.
Unless it is something that gets you in the mood. What if it was a female?
No, but I mean, like, if me and Rachel decided to make a porno, we wouldn't. I don't think we'd.
I don't know why I'm thinking of. Yeah, I was thinking of just someone completely random.
Yeah,
I completely forgot for a second.
Different mindset.
He's got a partner.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a few, but not full on production, just spur of the moment sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably a more acceptable way of doing it, because that's kind of like in the moment you're feeling good, you want to kind of yeah.
Sometimes there'll be like the sneaky ones, you know. So it'll be from behind, just be like.
But do you ever watch them back?
Yeah, I watch them back. Yeah, even some from my travels. It's the sneaky ones, you know.
They wouldn't be from Rome, though, would they?
Oh no, not from Rome. I wish it was from Rome. Might not be so pissed off about that trip. But
and they wouldn't be from Sydney, now, would they?
I'm not gonna lie, I did try in Sydney, but it just wasn't enough time. It was only there for 2 nights.
And they wouldn't have happened in New Zealand, no. And it wouldn't have been in.
No, I didn't record anything in New Zealand.
No, and it wasn't in Dallas, was it?
Now, what's funny about you bringing these all up is that I had opportunities in all these places. But it was only a certain few.
Keyword opportunities.
Yeah.
So where did
one of them in Dallas actually turned down.
Sorry?
What's that? Sorry, what did I say out there?
Wait, no, go on. What were you going to say?
There was this one person that actually laid it all out to me in Dallas. And I was like, nah, it's kind of... You know when there's like... You're deciding between right and wrong in the moment? In the moment, it kind of felt wrong. So I was like, oh, no, I'm not gonna go there.
Oh.
I can't really say much more than that.
Okay, maybe not for the podcast then. Going from homemade porn, you went on to this thing that we can't talk about. But what can link to that is indecent proposals. I've had a few offers in my days since being on YouTube. It's presented me with an abundance of opportunities, shall we say. And it kills me that I have to turn them down every single time. Because that's the kind of guy that I am.
I mean, it's just a male thing. Usually it's guys doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
So when it happens to you, it's like, fuck. And then you have to turn it down because for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah. And it's weirdly backward for me because, you know, particularly I suppose when you're younger, you get offers. I mean, you go, yes, I'm on the first plane there. You know, it all kind of, you never turn it down. You get presented with, I was the kid at school that never got the girl. I was the one that was without a girlfriend for years. And, you know, desperate times, desperate measures and stuff. You get a bit of that. So, you know, I was always the unnoticeable guy at the back of the room, you know, and so when I got into my college years, I don't know what happened, like a switch sort of flicked in my brain or something, but I just, between my high school and college, so in those sort of 6-7 weeks, something just changed in me. Like maybe it's because I was growing up with a lot of people in my high school, of course, so, you know, you in your immature, you know, just started high school days to full on leaving. And you know, everyone sort of in ins and outs and what people are like. And I guess there's a little bit of people know you as a person and you're maybe afraid to kind of be your own self.
Yeah.
grow up and become that person. And then sort of between college, I thought I got a fresh start with new people. I can reinvent myself. I can be whoever the hell I want to be. And I think I don't know, maybe just changed mentally as well. And I just started talking to all these girls, which I never would have dreamed of doing. So it's really a really good confidence boost.
Yeah.
Which is incidentally where I met the girl with the best ever comment, you know?
Hey, there he is. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of similar. Like, I wasn't invisible to a lot of these girls, but I don't know. And plus, I used to always aim high, like above where I probably should have at the time. So it wasn't until after I finished high school, started drinking, going out, like that's when I was at my peak. Actually, it was kind of after my old man. After old man passed, I lost a lot of weight, started drinking a lot, and then I like switched up my hair. Like, I completely changed my hair, and then that's when everything just changed. Like, everyone was like just grabbing and shit. I was almost addicted to just going out every weekend.
I think that's the thing, though. College is just renowned for, like, not so much reinvention, but completely changing, like, your hairstyles, clothing. You know, yeah. I went from, like, I had my hair quite, I wouldn't say long, but it was certainly longer. It was sort of like
comb to the side.
No, I had that at one point. I got the piss taken out of me a few times. I was called the vicar, you know, which is always lovely. No, I had my hair sort of like combed forward, but like in a sort of like messy fashion and stuff. And bit long over the years kind of thing going on. And it looked like a verging on mullet. It wasn't that bad, but it was just getting a bit messy and stuff. And I had these clothes that were just like, boring. And then I bought like a leather jacket. I bought like these new sweatshirts and a pair of new jeans, trainers, had my hair cut short. I went in there and I got compliments from most of the girls in my class. And I was like, I am there.
Any Filipino girls, Dan?
No, unfortunately. I didn't know many. In fact, the first Filipino girl that I met was somebody I worked with in my first job. I worked in the cinema and she was just one of my colleagues in there. So her English is spot on. And I think that's because she'd been here, I think, pretty much her entire life. I think her parents were from the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
She was a British citizen. So yeah. I don't know how much, I mean, I knew nothing about the Philippines other than she was the Philippines to me, you know? I knew nothing about them. So it's interesting. It looked like almost going full circle now. When I got into college and got chatting to these girls and I got a few short-term relationships, then I met some other girls and whatever, and I ended up almost bouncing from girl to girl. There wasn't much of a time between, 17 and now, really. So pretty much 14, 15 years of my life, I've pretty much been in relationships. I maybe had a couple of months here and there. So, living life to the full as a single person, I didn't really get a chance to do. And I feel like, maybe single Dan in a parallel universe somewhere is enjoying life right now.
Oh, I'm sure it would be.
With all these proposals there. But since like coming out and doing YouTube and putting myself out there for all these wonderful girls in the Philippines, I've had a lot of messages and they have been hard to turn down. But I am a good guy. I do the right thing.
Is that because you're just getting a lot of them, or because of them being easy on the eye?
I think both.
Both.
Yeah, a lot of them are very easy, and it's so difficult. But some of them, in fairness, some have been nutters. I've had a few strange, almost on the verge of harassment texts. Really, they want me to call them, like video chat them, and I'm like, because the time difference as well. I'm like in the middle of the day at my work. At the time, I was working in the city, so I'd be on my lunch break. Like I can't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it now.
And that's kind of what I've noticed in the Philippines, that's almost normal. Like, they would prefer to do that versus texting, which is probably why you get that a lot.
Maybe. I just felt like if there was a part of me that decided to go through with it and address the video calls and start doing all this stuff, I think there was always that fear that perhaps they would be screen recording it or... Yeah. Something could go wrong, send it to my wife or share it on YouTube and stuff.
That's exactly why I don't do it. Even though I'm, happily single, I don't do any of those things.
Yeah.
For that exact reason.
It's just the worst.
And because some people act like they don't know who you are.
Yeah.
When they do know who you are. Yeah.
Like, seriously,
So
you're from the Philippines, you don't know who I am, randomly want to start doing video chats. Really? Do you think I can't work this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is worrying, the stuff people, I mean, I've had these people try and call me, and obviously I don't answer the video anyway, but they start sending me voice messages.
Oh, yeah.
It ranges from whispering sort of like in a sexy tone. Like,
so it's...
Oh, yeah, can you call me? I'm doing this to myself kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Down to full on, all I'll say is sound effects.
Oh, yeah. Not even the videos for those?
No, just audible files of pleasuring, shall we say? Well,
I've never had the audio ones, only the video ones.
So you've had the video, you lucky devil.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know. I like to call it a gift. You know, people feel the need to send me these things. Who am I to turn them down?
That's exactly my thoughts as well, because I can't help it. If I ever get caught,
you're just a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. I'm too nice. I do say no on these occasions, but like it pains me to say no because I hate disappointing people. But you know, I am just that guy. But yeah, if I ever get caught with it or something, because the worst thing is, especially if you're not expecting it, in that case, you know, you do get a flurry of messages, so you can see where it's going even before the audio starts and the video chat tries to start. You can tell by the way the messages are coming across, like, "Hi, how are you? Can I see you?" And you know, "Oh, here we go again. Here we go." And you know where it's going, and it does, and it literally, like, I would say less than 15 minutes is all it takes from a brand new person saying hello right through to, "Here, come and see me naked." Yeah. It's mad.
Because that's the whole reason why they messaged you in the first place. It wasn't just to say hello.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm one of your biggest fans.
Yeah, I know your game. Yeah. But then sometimes, you know, I've had even people I have spoken to and they've been maybe a bit flirty in the past, or even just brand new people. You know, I could just get a text on my phone and I'll just look at my phone. Sometimes there'll be a photo there and I'll be like, oh, you know, if I was in a situation where my wife was sat next to me or parents or something, do you know what I mean? Like you say, I can't help what people send me. It just comes through. And, you know, that's my argument, is that I can block them for sure. And I do block them in the end.
After a few message exchanges.
Yeah, because I'm
never
saying,
just a straight block from Mr. Dan.
This is what I'm saying. I'm a nice guy. If I'm happy to talk to people, people want to send me messages and stuff, fine. I'll engage in conversation, and I can see where it's going to go, and I will try and back them down. You know, say, I don't want to do this. If you want to just chat to me, ask me questions, talk to me, you know, I'm happy to engage. But like in terms of that kind of stuff, don't bother. And when they insist, that's when the blocking begins. And I have to say, it's made my life a bit easier.
Oh yeah, I've been telling you this for a while though.
Just I know.
Just keep rid of it.
It just takes me a long time.
You have to deal with it. But you always want to know why. Where is this coming from? Who was this person? I'm just like, gives a fuck. Get the fuck out here.
I really try and see the good in everyone, no matter how crazy they seem.
Some people aren't worth seeing.
I know. I had one person though, almost get quite suicidal in the way her messages were delivered. Was like,
is this toilet paper girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we briefly touched on this on one of the
I never got to edit it,
stuff, but no, I know.
The video, yeah.
Yeah, so she was a bit crazy. She was very sort of like insistent I answer a set of questions despite me answering them weirdly. Again, nice guy, just trying to please the people. Things got weird. She was talking about, you know, toilet paper. If she was a piece of toilet paper, would I pee on her? All that kind of stuff. It got very weird very quickly. And I tried to bring her around and be like, why are you asking me these sort of things? You know, why can't we just have a normal conversation? And she got quite upset about it. So I felt this sense of responsibility that I know you would just block her, and I probably should have done the same as well. But the way the conversation went, I just sort of felt like if she did do something really stupid and someone checks her phone or whatever, it could come back on me and I would feel awful about that.
The thing is, I actually think it was just a troll, because like no normal person would send you those messages. Even if it was real and they ended up, you know, taking their own life, that's none of your business there. That's how I would see it. Regardless if you were like one of the last people she messaged, like, I'm sorry, but I just feel like I don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't. I don't.
I know.
If that was me.
I know. I just felt really bad, and I think she's. I mean, I've blocked her obviously now, because things got pretty intense towards the end. I don't think she. I mean, she probably wouldn't do something stupid. I don't think she was. While she was a bit mental, I don't think. I don't even know if
it was a she. I feel like it was some guy taking the piss out of you.
We'll never know. That's the thing.
You never know.
And
even if it was genuine, the blame wouldn't come back to you. It would come back to the people around her, whoever she was.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, you're too much of a nice guy.
That's what I'm saying. I do try and see the good in everyone, and it always backfires. I always feel the burden of everyone else. Really, the sort of the guy people turn to talk things out and any issues.
I'm like that to
an agony uncle kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm like that to an extent, but then I soon realized, that's your time and energy. You can't be just giving it away to everyone, even if they watch your content.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
What other topics did we have?
So fasting was another one.
Oh, yeah.
So Shay, tell me more about fasting. I know you've been doing it the last number of years. So how does it work? What do you do? Has it worked for you?
I mean, it's definitely worked. I started fasting, it was November 2017, and I discovered a channel by the name of the Snake Diet. I actually found out through Tyrone Magnus, who's a fellow reactor, legendary reactor in the reaction video scene. And when he told me who he found out about, well, he didn't find out about water fasting through him, but he suggested the channel that got me into it. I was trying to find a fast way to drop some weight before my first Philippines trip, because I'm like, shit, I'm going to be vlogging this entire trip. I need to look at least half decent. And then also knowing that I was going to possibly meet Morissette as well, I'm like, shit.
Yeah, first impressions count, don't they?
Yeah, I didn't have very much time, so I started fasting. I was struggling. I managed to do 23 hours in my first fast.
Wow.
And then I gradually moved up to a whole day, basically just getting used to the idea of not eating and being okay with not eating, because a lot of it is people being scared to not eat.
I really enjoy my food, so even though I know I shouldn't have that, I don't know, piece of chocolate or something, I'll go, but I know I'll enjoy it and I'll just have it anyway.
Yeah. And I think deep down people think they're going to, like, something bad's going to happen to them if they skip a meal or don't eat for like a certain amount of time. But then I gradually, because I love food as well, obviously, and I gradually moved up to 24 hours and then, break the fast with a meal, and you just keep repeating it until you're able to go longer. I'll usually eat whatever I want after I break the fast. So I didn't really feel like I was missing out. It'll give me something to look forward to, like whatever I'm craving, I'll just, as long as I work up to like 2 days, 3 days, and then eat whatever, like I'll be fine, because that's how the whole fasting thing works. You're able to pretty much eat whatever you want after your fast. If you fast longer than 48 hours. So if you're able to just fast every 48 to 72 hours, eat whatever you want when you break it, you'll constantly lose weight.
It's just a maths thing, isn't it? Like they say an average man is 2,500 calories every day, right? So if your intake is less than that, which you're not having anything, so zero for day 2, and then you eat on day 3. Is that right? Or so you basically got your 5.
Oh, you just eat after. Yeah.
Yeah, 5,000 calories in those 2 days, plus the 2.5 you have in that third day anyway. True. So you've already got 7,500 calories to consume.
It's funny because I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. That's just to break even. That's just to keep, I don't burn 2,500 calories a day anyway. So I found that my weight stabilizes if I can eat whatever I want within a limit. I normally eat between 1,600 and 2,000 calories a day. And my weight stays the same. So, if you've got 7,500 to use, and obviously you probably only eat maybe 3,000 if you gorged on stuff.
And at the same time,
you're still going to lose weight.
You don't get as hungry as well. It's usually the first 48 hours is the hardest to fast. Once you get past that, you can do longer periods each time. You just get used to it. And because I felt like I was kind of cheating. I didn't really feel like I was doing it to how I was, but I was doing up to 5 to 6 day fast as well, because I felt like I could go without eating. I didn't feel the need to eat at the time.
So in those first few days then, how do you deal with the hunger? Or do you just drink a lot of water?
Drink a lot of water and sleep. And go to sleep.
Yeah, sleep's surely vital.
In that 3 months, I managed to lose 30 kg.
Jeez, well done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, mate.
And then I managed to lose, how much was it? I think another 9 to 10 kg after that, leading up to season 2.
I mean, you've only got to look at some of your older reaction videos and look
Yeah.
at the vlogs, and you can see a massive transformation. So well done.
Yeah. And it's the only thing that I found that where I was able to lose weight is water fasting.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I haven't been doing it to that extent. Like I've been doing the whole 1 meal a day. So I've been fasting between like 23 hours to 30, what did I say, 36 or something. It will just vary because I don't really have the motivation. Like I don't have a like goal to get to. Because usually I have like a set time period. It's when I have a set time period where I'm able to go longer fast. But I don't have that because I got nothing to look forward to. So
I know the feeling. Yeah, I'm looking. Normally it's the summer bod, isn't it? And we're like I don't know, 3 or 4 months away from summer, and I think because of lockdown and all the restrictions we've got in place, or we'll maybe have in place by then, it's still not enough motivation. It's like we might have a summer, we might not. Summer's usually shit here anyway because it's normally pissing in rain. But then I'm thinking if the Philippines was going to go ahead this year, assuming it does, that gives me up until December to do something about it.
Yeah. And that would give me motivation.
That's some motivation, yeah. But I skip breakfast mostly because
so do I.
I don't need it. I always find, weirdly, I don't know if it's the same with anybody else watching this, but when I brush my teeth, that minty flavor taste thing, that makes me hungry. And I think that sort of descends
makes you hungry.
Yeah, so like
it's like the opposite feeling for me.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm not thirsty, not hungry, not nothing.
See, when you wake up in the morning, and sometimes you get hungry and stuff, I can just, especially when if you're having one of those really lazy weekends, you could just get out of bed, not have breakfast, not brush your teeth, just have one of those really scuzzy days. And I can go pretty much till the afternoon, really, before I think, yeah, I should really go and eat something. But if I brush my teeth in the morning and I try and almost fast until the afternoon, I just can't do it. And I think when I was at school, we used to have like a cheeky chewing gum now and again during class. And because, the flavor would go and you just chew and you chew. And I think it's sort of a mental thing from there. I think knowing like that association with minty, chewing something but not swallowing, and that kind of empty feeling. And I think I just get really hungry really quickly. So my thing is now is I get out of bed, brush my teeth, and then have a coffee. Not straight away, but maybe half an hour afterwards. And then that kind of is my breakfast in a way. I don't eat anything until lunchtime. But that skipping meal is kind of what's bringing my daily calorie count, if you like, down. And that's what's maintaining my goal, really.
Yeah. Because at the moment, I'm just fasting, like the small fast, just so I don't put on weight.
Yeah.
Like that's really the only reason why I'm doing it at the moment. I'm trying to work my way up to doing it longer. Because I still want to do the 30-day fast. Because I know I'll lose pretty much all the weight. Yeah. I know I'll lose all the weight. I'll lose all the weight in the one month.
So then what happens after that? Do you just go back down to like 1 meal a day, or do you...
Yeah.
Just
to maintain.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. It just seems
1 to 2 day fast.
It's like an ultimate like strip down of your weight. So you go, what's the easy way you can lose weight? It's basically just cutting out all your food. Your body just churns it all out. Right, this is back down to your starting point, really. As long as you don't start gaining weight, don't start eating 3, 4, 5 meals.
That's the thing. Like when you start gaining weight, you just start fasting again. You don't have to even fucking think about it. Just stop fucking eating. And that's how he talks in those videos. Like he opens all this. Have you watched the videos?
No.
He starts off all his videos with, "Hey, fatty." He's just shouting, he's screaming at you. "Stop fucking eating, you fat pig." Like this is how he talks. And this is the motivation I needed because I need to hear it straight. That's the only thing that's ever motivated me is his approach. And there's a lot of people that just hate it. Like they can't stand the way he talks. Like he'll be talking about motivating females and calling them like fat fucking pigs. I'm just like, holy shit. This is the guy. This is the guy right here. He's a hard case.
Wow.
But yeah, you should definitely check out the channel. You'll have a good laugh.
Yeah.
If anything. Even if you don't take any knowledge or any motivation, you'll get a laugh.
That's a shame. Me a link. Just not that we've been paid by this guy anyway, but we'll drop a link to the guy below.
I've been following him since he had maybe like 5K subscribers. Now he's got more subscribers than me. Yeah.
Wow.
He's got fucking more than me now. I don't think his channel is monetizable though, because of the amount of cursing in his videos.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets
It's
money
funny
from
'cause a
like
lot of
product placements and things.
I don't think so, because he's not promoting any products. It's just, there is no product. Just stop fucking eating is basically it. He's just promoting drinking salt water, and I mean, you can buy like sachets of the shit that you can get from any like local supermarket, which is just pink Himalayan salt, and I think it's baking soda. It's the other product.
Okay.
But for like the extra lazy people, there's actual sachets of the shit to add to your water. So that would be the only product that I could think of.
I'm the extra lazy person.
Yeah.
See, I had a personal trainer for about a year and a half. I'm the sort of guy who gets motivated for a short period and then goes, no, I can't be asked today. And then it goes on, and suddenly you find yourself not going to the gym for weeks and stuff. So what I did, I had him for a year and a half. He came to the house, so I had no excuse. He just knocked the door, and I'd let him in, and he kicked the shit out of me. And we just had these sessions and stuff. And that's that helped as well. You know, it's good to, because otherwise I wouldn't go to the gym. The one time I have been a bunch of times, I had a bunch of sessions at a gym because I had a gym membership at work, even though it's free. So again, I didn't make the most of that. But because the gym was down the road from work, I was able just to kind of go from work, go to the gym, and then just get home then. But the thing apart of me was just like, I'll go to the gym after work. That's like an hour. And then the other half an hour to get home. And, you know, before I know it, it's like late again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'd rather be at home. So at least having the guy come round, it was just nice. At least I could still spend my time with Rachel.
Yeah, time's like a huge part of it too.
Yeah.
That's why water fasting, like, there's really no time. Except when you need to sleep because you just can't fucking stay awake.
I suppose sleep's actually really important because apart from, I mean, you lose weight anyway sleeping, not just because you're not eating, but you just how your body functions. But also, like, how many times have you woke up in the middle of the night and gone, God, I could murder some food right now? You know, ordinarily you'd sleep through the whole night and you'd not get that hunger until you wake up, you get breakfast. But to get it like 2 or 3 in the morning and feel really hungry, it just makes you realize how much sleep does for you.
Yeah. I was even water fasting in the Philippines.
Oh, that must be hard because the food's amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I always skip breakfast. Whenever I go out and meet someone, whenever they eat is when I would usually eat. Yeah. And it'd be the only time I eat.
I think I skipped a lot of breakfast the last time I was there just because I had so much shit to do and I just didn't have the time to eat.
Yeah. I noticed I was putting on weight too because I was just drinking a lot. Like one of the seasons, I can't remember which one. I was like, fuck, I'm noticing it put a cane in the face. So I'm like, fuck, I need to start fasting again.
I think I put a lot of weight on when I went to Florida once because we had like, it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet for breakfast. So you just pile your plate up, several plates in fact. And we had the donuts, the Krispy Kreme donuts, where they were like, you know, the price comparison, I don't know what it's like in Australia, but like in the UK, like £15 for 12 or 6 or something. It's really expensive, but it was like more than half price in America. I was like, well, I'll get a box of these then, shall I?
Yeah.
And
they are quite expensive.
Oh, and they're so good. I must have put on loads of weight in my mind. I was going, we're walking around all the Disney parks, doing all Universal Studios, doing all that kind of usual stuff, walking it all off. Surely not a chance. Looking back on it. Yes, I did a lot of walking, but maybe all that walking I did in one day maybe equated just to like half a donut. It's just not enough. I think people lose sight of, you know, calories to exercise or food intake to calorie burn. I think people don't quite understand that.
That's funny because I noticed, speaking of like weight, I've noticed a lot of people that were once, you know, real fit in high school are the ones that have put on weight, and the ones that were big are the ones who have lost all the weight. Have you noticed that with who you went to school with?
I think so. There's one guy I know makes me laugh actually because he actually works for the army and he's been doing that since he's left school, I think. So it's quite a number of years. And I met up with him one night last year or two, and I was like thinking he'd be quite hench. Yeah. And I looked at him and I was like, what happened to you? You fat fucker. And I'll tell you what it is. My logic is that they just drink and they get smashed. So his weight is all beer. He could pack a few beers away, to be fair to him, but you know, it's all beer. If you just saw an army of this guy, you just laugh at him. The other side of it, he's a good sniper. I'll give him that. Oh yeah. He had some stories to tell. I mean, tragic story. I mean, the stuff he's had to do and see. I mean, it's interesting for me because, you know, how many people do you know who are in the army, and you don't get to ask these really, maybe you should have asked the questions, but I'm so curious as to what it's like that you only ever see it depicted in films. I was like, So, usual questions. Have you killed anyone? In fairness, I mean, look, I probably shouldn't have asked the questions. And I think a lot of soldiers do suffer from a lot of post-traumatic stress. So maybe asking questions isn't so much the greatest thing in the world. But I was really curious, and there's some stories he told me. I was like, yeah, that's not great.
Speaking of high school, I still kind of hope for like a high school reunion, just because I feel like, you know, I'm at a certain place where I'm like, I'm the fucking man now. Well, at least up here anyway. And, you know, I noticed like a lot of my friends have like kind of put on. I'm like, I'm looking pretty decent in comparison. Like, I just want to experience that.
That was exactly my mindset as well. And annoyingly, the guy I just referred to, that was my high school reunion. It was just me and this guy. Oh, it was. Again, I'm a nice guy. I like to do the best as I can and, you know, help people out and do, you know, that's just who I am. And it's a friend of mine. There's a group going around on Facebook sharing like old high school photos of it, like everyone in different classes and stuff. And it was a nice little time to reminisce and stuff. And then we're like, oh, we're coming up to, I think it was like 10 years, something like 10-year anniversary. Well, was it 10 years? Whatever it was, whatever anniversary it would have been. Oh, I think it's just the fact that we're all turning 30 was probably the anniversary anyway. I was like, yeah, it's been a while since we all saw each other. We'll organise something. And one person like suggested doing a reunion. And I was like, that's actually a really good idea. And then they fell pregnant, so couldn't do any of the other stuff because they wouldn't have been able to go anyway. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I set up this Facebook group, you know, for the reunion. Invited everyone from the class and everything. Got loads of people say, yeah, they'll turn up. And then the day of the event, me and this one guy turned up and no other person did.
Oh, that kind of sounds like my one, actually. Because there was a Facebook group and everything, and people were trying to get it to happen, and in the end, it just never happened. And I would have flew back for it too if I knew there was going to be a lot of people there. Yeah. But yeah, it's just people just can't commit.
And it annoyed me because then it just felt like, is it because of me? If I'm going to be there, did no one like me? Oh, I don't want to see that guy. And I was like, I felt really annoyed about it that no one turned up. Well, this one guy turned up. In fairness, he drove all the way up from Southampton, I think. So it's like a 2.5, 3 hour drive away. So he drove all the way up from his army. He had the night off on leave to come for this. Another guy did turn up, in fairness. He was working at the time. He was a bouncer. So he came off. Oh, yeah. He had a break. So he came down for like half an hour and then went back to work. Otherwise, it's just me and this one guy. We had a good catch up, mine, but I was like, everyone else, I wanted just nut everyone in the face. I was like, you couldn't even give yourself like an hour, 5 minutes just to say hello.
Yeah,
most of you live local, you cheeky bastards.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They probably live local as well, and they still didn't go.
I just couldn't believe it. I was really annoyed, and I was like, you know what, next time, if anyone ever organises a reunion again, I'm not going to go, and I hope everyone...
But wouldn't that be bad if you're the one who doesn't go and everyone else ended up going?
I'll just set fire to the venue.
I was going to say, mention that. That would have been good, actually, because that would, in your mind, probably clarify what you've just said.
I mean, they've not bothered with me all these years, so why do I give a shit? Honestly, they can all go to hell. Some of my best friends, like literally, even through college, I didn't go to college with them, but we stayed in touch, you know, all these years, and they've moved down south somewhere, so they're like 3 hours away as well. Everyone's got their own little lives now, a lot of family, or got a little marriage going on here, little house over here in the country, little bit over there. Yeah, can't be asked any of you now. Screw you. I'm amazed. What's the reason for not drinking? Just no reason to, or?
Even last year, I went months and months without drinking. And then when I started drinking, I went on like a whole month every weekend. That's where all those vlogs came from. And then I just stopped again. Because I think once I get to the Philippines, I want to make up for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the beer's cheap anyway, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah, just something about the atmosphere. It's just, I want to get on the piss, see some girls.
Do you know what? I looked back at some of the vlogs the other day. I was sorting out some holiday vlogs, and I came across some of the party stuff. Well, I say party, the karaoke night that we did. Oh, if only I'd had an extra day in the Philippines, because the next day I was pretty hungover. No, we should have spent more time drinking.
Yeah, I know. Even when we arrived, like that was one of the best nights.
It's good. Yeah, it was a good night. I can't believe we got through. Was it two buckets, was it?
Yeah.
Mind you, I felt it the next day. I was meant to be, I was singing in the studio and I was like, my voice was fucked.
I mean, I have no regrets. That's how we should have done it to begin with.
Yeah.
Just drinking as much as we could and just making the most of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be a waste if we hadn't have done that. Otherwise, you'd just be a boring trip, wouldn't it? It would just be constant.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. Sometimes the things that are unplanned are sometimes the best things to do.
I'm glad you said that because you have a habit of planning everything, Dan.
I do.
Every little thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, mate, just go with it.
Yeah,
which is what we're going to do next trip. We're going to do that.
Boys in their jeepney. We might have to hire a guy.
I've been thinking about that since we spoke about it. Like, we have to make this happen. It's the only thing that's going to separate us.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about how things are over there now, but I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to travel abroad this year.
I know.
And it really, even though my plan was to come back in December, I don't think that's even going to happen still. Even if it's okay over here, I don't think over there is going to be sorted. It might be.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Another year, maybe longer. It might be December next year.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And it pains me.
Another year of like nothing to look forward to.
I know, right?
Fuck.
I had another wobble again just the other day. I was saying to Rachel, I was like, I'm a big traveller. I love travelling, and to have something to look forward to is the thing that kind of gets me up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I can't plan anything because I'm under that much stress, like just thinking about organising the trip, the flights. Oh, that far in advance should be okay. Then as you're near it, it's like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Do I have to cancel it? Will I lose money? I can't be done with the stress of it. I mean, we're supposed to be going to Iceland in April. That's not going to happen. And we're thinking, okay, well, let's go to Scotland instead. Just drive up, 6-7 hour drive. And I'm like, I don't even want to look at it because if I then go, well, actually, I'll come around to the idea of Scotland and it's cancelled, it's more disappointment. I just can't face more disappointment.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I want to just rule off 2021 and start next year fresh.
Well, that's kind of what everyone did for this last year. And this year's not looking much better. So.
No, it's not. Man. Do you know how bad it got? I was sat there. I was having a quiet afternoon to myself, and I thought, as much as I hate the view on a long haul flight, I just watched about 20 minutes of. It was a flight from London to Perth. Funnily enough, it's like a 16, 17 hour video of just looking out the window of a plane. And I was like, I'll watch about 20 minutes of it just to get my fill of traveling. That's how bad it got.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I did scrub through it though, just to see if anything changed, and it's just it's a long ass video. But I think what was unique about it was I think it was the first direct flight to Perth or something.
Oh yeah,
Qantas or something. Might have been that. Yeah. So I actually thought about this just before we went online. Maybe doing like a reaction video, not now or anything, but like how it would work, because I was thinking if I do a screen share. Obviously, there's not much lag between you and I, so there shouldn't be much lag between what we watch.
I thought about that too, yeah.
If we do a screen share, we'd be like a little people in the corner, which will be fine, because normally it's the other way around, isn't it? Like we're the bigger picture, and then in the corner is their video. But it'd probably be flipped for the screen share, because obviously normally you're sharing a screen for presentation or something, so you'd have...
Oh, no, I've got a way. Yeah, I've got a way that we can do that. Do you watch the Sidemen?
No.
I mean, they're British. I thought you know the Sidemen, though, right?
No, Sidemen.
Sidemen. Yeah, KSI. Are you kidding me? You don't watch the Sidemen? I fucking love the Sidemen.
Send me a link.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't know KSI.
KSI, no.
These are like these are like some of the biggest names on YouTube, even just on YouTube, but within the UK scene. They like recently started a reaction channel, I think last year. The way they do it is a good way that we can do it.
No, I've never heard of him.
I mean, the Sidemen are made up of seven YouTubers, and they've all got big followings.
22.5 million subscribers. Yeah. Are you shitting me?
You should watch their Tinder videos. Real life Tinder. They're fucking hilarious. I wish we could do videos like that. Obviously, with the British humour, pretty much similar to Aussie Kiwi humour. There's no boundaries. What you would say in the Tinder, the first Tinder message is what you say to the person in real life, but they kind of say stuff to just get a laugh. So even if it's like real rank shit, they'll say it as content. Oh, but they've got a reaction channel, and the way they go about putting it together is a good way that we can do it.
Okay, yeah, definitely for that. I think these like Tinder things, like you mentioned, the Tinder in real life, that kind of stuff, almost pranky in a way. We should do shit like that next time in the Philippines. Like part of our jeepney journey, and we'll just be like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, for laughs and all.
Fuck, that would be a good idea. doing the whole Tinder thing, but with Filipino artists. Imagine that. Oh, but the thing is, we need more. We need more guys. We need more guys to do it as well. Holy shit, that is viral content. That's guaranteed viral content. Holy shit. The only thing is, how are we going to get all these? Actually, even if we get Filipino artists that aren't as big for like the first one, I think it'll still get some views because we'll obviously name it Filipino.
Does it need to be artists? We could just pick out any random on the street.
I know we could pick out random, but the artist aspect obviously would gain more. We could do just random people.
In advance of the trip to Rome, the fateful trip, I had written questions for the different artists I wanted to meet. And under the questions, I had a challenge as well. And it was like a don't laugh challenge or a chubby bunny challenge or something. There's always something to do. And these are the sort of kind of games I'd like to sort of play with them as well.
The thing is with the Tinder one, it wouldn't be like a spur of the moment thing. You'd have to plan it out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Which is why I'm saying, like, with the other games as well, it's something that you'd have to plan because you'd never be able to randomly bump into them somewhere. I mean, you'd never be able to do that. Apart from Katrina, that was lucky for me. But other than that, I think we could pull something off. We've got more chance of doing it in the Philippines than anywhere else, it would seem, based on experience. Fair comment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to get there.
Let's get 2021 out the way and we can crack on with trip.
Oh, I just don't want to fucking wait that long, dude.
I know.
Long. Although this year's kind of gone quick already. Like, we're almost done with February.
That's true.
It's hard to believe.
I just can't face another disappointment to having to cancel a trip.
Yeah.
The only good thing at the moment is that flights are cheap. So if you book them now, there's a good chance they're going to stay cheap. Because what's going to happen is everyone's going to go, right, the world's open now. Let's let everyone want to book a holiday. We'll ramp up the prices.
That's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah.
But the only reason why they're cheap is because the fucking flights would never go through anyway. You'd never be able to go through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You book it for December, where they may, and then the flights will still be at a cheap price.
It's too much of a gamble.
Yeah, well, it depends on airlines. I mean, some airlines are doing refunds or vouchers and shit. I mean, there's the Iceland one that I'm supposed to be doing in April. I paid maybe like £160 for a ticket. I looked at the same dates, and the flights now are less than £70. So it's just a huge decline. But then, the flights probably won't go because of just how soon it is. But they are doing vouchers, so you can get like a voucher for 12 months and book a flight. So it's not the end of the world. Maybe I'll do Iceland next year.
Fuck, I feel like there's something that we haven't talked about. But I just can't think of what it is. Oh, God. Do you want to see something?
Go on.
You know how we're talking about the pop vinyls?
Yeah.
Do you want to see it now? It's a bit ridiculous.
Have you added to that now?
It's a bit ridiculous.
How many more have arrived since our last chat?
I don't know. You might have to... I'll just show you away because I don't even know what to say.
Well, the fact that your eye line went from here to here tells me enough.
Yeah. I don't know if I can say anymore.
What the fuck? Oh, God. That was about halfway up last time, I'm sure.
Yeah. It was only up to about where Jollibee is or just...
I see him, yeah. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Mate, you've got an issue.
I know.
Just think, the more the money you would be saving not buying these, you could get just think of all the trips you could do when the world opens again.
Oh, stop buying them. Actually, I made one. I made one more order before this, but that's it. It was cheap though.
Who's the character?
There was a few. There's a Bruce Lee one.
Oh, so you got one order, but one order of so many.
It was only 5.
Oh, okay. 500.
No, because some of them were cheap. Like when I see them for cheap, and they're like ones where I know they've stopped making them, I'll buy them if they're characters that I want. I kind of started buying like Will Smith characters. There's going to come a point in time when he dies, right? They're going to go up. That's a sad way to think about it. So I started buying all these characters.
So you're basically investing in the future of people dying.
I don't know, but the thing is, I don't know if I want to sell them or not. I haven't bought a bunch of fucking Forrest Gump pop vinyls. I think they're just trying to get rid of them. But I know eventually, after a few years, that people are going to want to buy them. It's a classic movie.
Yeah. Which, until only maybe a couple of months ago, I hadn't seen.
Are you serious? Are you
My wife and I
Dan?
were having a date night, and she picked out Forrest Gump, and that was the first time I saw it. But I did watch it on my projector, because I've got a projector, 120-inch projector.
I can't believe... That's like a
decent
childhood
size.
favorite, Dan. A childhood favorite, and you've just
I'm
seen it
aware of the
recently.
references. When people say "Run, Forrest, Run," I understand the reference and I know the scene it's from, but I've just never seen the film. But I have now.
I can't fucking believe this. What about Castaway? Seen
Yeah, I've
Castaway?
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some Castaway ones. I've even got Cobra Kai. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
Nope.
Are you gonna watch it?
I've only seen the Karate Kid first movie once. I feel like I have to watch the other films and then Cobra Kai to understand the relationships.
Yeah,
better.
I know what you mean because I think it was the third one. I can't remember how many Karate Kid movies there are, but there's one of them where I just can't remember anything. And when they were referencing part of the movie in, was it the third season? Second, third season? One of the, whatever the last season was, I'm like, shit, I don't remember any of the stuff from that film. So I kind of have to go back and watch it. We'll watch some of them anyway. But yeah, I bought them because I knew those would sell out pretty fast.
I've heard it's good though.
Pre-ordered.
I just
Yeah, it's bloody good.
I just haven't caught it.
Good. Yeah.